Yeah, my name's Majid Dhana. Live in Portsmouth, originally from Zimbabwe.
So I've got a couple of quick fire round questions.
Yeah.
What's your favourite drink?
I like lemon juice, lemon and water.
Just plain lemon juice?
Plain lemon juice, love it. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
What's your favourite location or venue or space in Portsmouth?
Anywhere to read poetry. I like anywhere I can do poetry. Journeys Festival stuff. I like being involved with that. I generally like Portsmouth. Anywhere that makes me happy. Yeah.
What colour socks are you wearing today?
I'm wearing black today. Yeah, I had to change my socks because I did wake up. I have a tendency of putting different socks on. But my argument is, when you put the socks in into the washer, it always eats a sock. So I'm pretty sure that So
it's a well-known fact.
Yeah, I got black ones on today. Yeah.
Well, you look very smart.
Oh.
What's for tea tonight?
I have no idea.
Don't know. Don't plan ahead.
Don't plan ahead. Just wing it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what's on your music playlist for today?
I haven't listened to anything today, but I have been listening to Eminem. Yeah, some inspiration. But no, I haven't listened to anything today yet.
Cool. Okay. And could you tell us a little bit about your work as an artist?
Well, that's an interesting story. I do poetry, so I try and use my words. Each poem I write's got a meaning. Each poem I write is to try and guide someone, try and help someone understand where they're going, what they're doing, what emotions they feel in, stuff like that. So yeah, I use my writing as a tool to try and help people. It's helped me a lot. Yeah.
And how long have you been writing poetry for?
I'd say since about 2012, when my life changed. Yeah. And the more I've started writing, obviously the more you do something, not the better you get at it, but you understand it easier. So my writing has changed. It's still the same, but I'm learning to actually correctly spell words and stuff like that. So punctuation and all that. Yeah. So I think for about 6-7 years. Yeah.
And are you happy to share a little bit of your story and tell us more about where you're from?
Yeah. So I'm from Zimbabwe. I came here back in 2002. I've been living here since then. Lived in London a couple of years. Moved out because it was just too hectic down there. And funny enough, I just looked on the map and I was like, I've never been to the seaside. Portsmouth looks like a good place. I'm going there, and I just came here.
Is that really how you picked it?
Yeah, literally just came here. I just saw Portsmouth seafront. I was like, yeah, I'm going there. And I came off the train, and I had my bags and all. And the first thing I did is I got a taxi, and I went straight to the seafront, and it was freezing. And I took my shoes off, put my legs in, and all. And there's people just walking like, look at this crazy guy. What's he doing? He was like, I think it was January, February time. It's cold. But I've never seen the sea before, and it just amazed me. And I was there for hours, just walking and looking. Yeah. So, and I've been living in Portsmouth since then. And sometimes you go through life where, at the time, you don't understand it because you feel that everything's on top of you, and you feel like no one understands, and you feel like you're in a dark hole. And you probably are in a dark hole, and you're not trying to get out. You're not digging yourself deeper. You're digging little holes around it, and you're getting lost in these holes. Before you know it, you don't even know where you started. And that's the place I was at. But I came out from it through the help of poetry, finding out that I could write what I feel helped me understand that actually some of the actions that I did were down to me and not other people around me. And it brought me to this place where I am today. I lost everything. I literally had nothing. All my friends left me. I had nowhere to live. Very long time I didn't have anything. So, but I was angry at the time and didn't understand it. But now I understand it. And would I change anything? I wouldn't change anything. I'll do it again because it's made me what I am today. Appreciate life a little bit more, and that's why I write, to try and help other people understand that you may think you're going through this by yourself, but you're not. So just read and understand that it's okay. And my own belief is that you only get put through things like that in your life because you can handle it, and other people around you don't get put through it because they're not strong enough to handle it. So they'll never go through that pain you've been through. So everyone's pain is different.
How did you first discover poetry?
I just started writing. I didn't have much. I had a pen, I had a notepad, I had a backpack, and that was it. And the clothes I had on me. I had a bag of coconut, strawberry jam, and a cup, and that was my dinner for like 2 weeks every night. And I just started writing. I just started writing everything I was feeling, and I realized at that point that I may not have read a lot of books and novels, but I can write and I enjoy it. It's like, you know, when you're a child and you're going to a sweet shop and stuff, and it's Christmas and you open and it's that toy you wanted, or you get married, anything that excites you, happiness. As soon as I started writing, I get that rush. And I realized that actually nothing else matters, and it helped me a lot because I then began to able to understand how I feel, and I started to see life in a different way, many different ways I see in life. I realized that every single person that you meet is a book, and we don't know that, and depending on what page or chapter that they've got open today when they wake up, that's the page you'll read. So you may meet someone today and say, I don't like that person, he wasn't nice. It's because of the page you read. And someone else may say, actually no, he's alright, because they've read a different page. So we're constantly reading each other's books. At the same time, people are reading our books. So that's what I learned from my writing. And words, people talk a lot about love and anger and emotions and stuff, but I strongly believe the key and the link to every emotion is words. Every word's an emotion. You could get a phone call and hear 1 or 2 words and your whole life has changed. Or you can get a phone call, so every word that we speak is an emotion, and that's what triggers. So you, at the same time, even though you're reading other people's books and they're reading yours, you've also got to understand that you can't erase what's in there. You can't try and change people. You can't rewrite what you haven't wrote. You can't do it, and that's a problem that a lot of people face, is that they go through this hardship in their life and they don't realize that you can't change. You've got to accept what it is and then just say, oh, that's fine. And the sad thing is, the only time when somebody can actually honestly come and read your whole book is when you pass away, because you don't need to show them what page you want to show. They have a choice of reading it. But at that time, they forgot about you and they just carry on doing the same thing. So my poetry taught me a lot. Like, it's not just the writing. It made me look at the world in a different way and understand that there's more to life than worrying about things. Do you know what I mean? Honesty. And there's a question I often ask people, and I always get the same question, and I haven't met anyone that's given me the answer. One day I may do. If you are around friends or family, just ask them to name 5 things or 10 things, 3 things that they love. And I guarantee you they won't mention themselves, which is quite shocking, because people say, oh, I love my iPad, I love to go on holiday, I love that, I love my job. Why do people not mention themselves first? So actually, I love myself. There's the problem. If you can't love yourself, then no one can fill that hole inside. So you keep trying to buy a car or get a girlfriend, a holiday, or get more money. In the event, it's going to fill that hole, but all you're doing, you're making it bigger and bigger. So I learned to love myself, and I can honestly look in the mirror and have conversations. They're like, "You look, you're right today." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah," and I carry on my day, because if I don't tell myself, then and I wait for someone else to tell me, and no one does, I'm gonna have a bad day.
What helped you establish yourself as an artist and take from writing your poetry for yourself to helping others? And what advice would you give to someone else in the city who is hoping to establish themselves as an artist?
I think for me it was when the when Journeys Festival first came to Portsmouth, and seeing what they were doing, especially working on the container project, and seeing the other artists, what they were creating, and they were using art and paintings and stuff to create these people's stories, and it gave me the confidence to sit down and write, and to be able to write someone else's story, and to be able to stand there and tell someone else's story from a point of poetry. So in my case, I was very shy. Like I would stand up and read poetry about myself and stuff, but I never wrote other people's stories. But working with the Journeys Festival aspects and stuff like that, it gave me the confidence to realise that I shouldn't be selfish and only use my words for myself, because surely I am only writing to try and help people. So if I could tell someone else's story, then it would be pretty nice. So that's what I did. And I would say if you're looking for a way to work on your work, whatever type of art you do and stuff, then you need to be open-minded. You need to not think of yourself. You need to just have the energy and just a positive vibe, and take it as it comes, and don't have any exceptions of, oh, actually this is what I'm expected to do or stuff, and realize that the project you're working on has a meaning so tell the story that it's supposed to be, and don't go off tangent. But for myself, I found I've now been reading poetry for myself and other people's stories, and I can honestly say I've changed a lot of people's views of the way they look at, whether it's an asylum seeker, refugee, people with addiction, whatever, because I tell the truth, I write the truth, and you just have to be honest with what you do, and don't let anybody ever tell you that you know better than anyone else, because you are. I mean, if you're able to sit there and do art and have that creative mind, we all artists. Everybody's an artist. It's just taking it out. And if you're in that position where you're able to do your art, whether it's writing or painting or pictures or whatever, then you need to be honest with yourself and just do it, and learn and take criticism and learn from people. And someone may tell you, actually that's not nice, but it's fine, it's okay, because someone else may tell you it's fine. So learn and by that way teach yourself, and then you'll mature more and more and more. But you've always got to not change the style and the way you think, the way you do stuff. You have to always stay with what you're true to, and don't let anyone change you.
And what advice would you give to someone who is trying to settle into a new area?
I'll say first thing to do is go and have a coffee. Go to a coffee shop, they're really nice. And it's just everybody's just chilling. When everyone's having a coffee, it's chilling, do you know what I mean? Just go have a coffee, you're right, do you know what I mean? I order a latte, whatever, go to Starbucks, loads of coffee shops, and it's a nice way to meet different people, just to have a general conversation with someone. And I say don't be scared to ask questions, ask a lot of questions, find out about the city, find out, there's an old saying, if you don't ask, you won't get. If you don't know, you won't know, but you can find out. So just try and integrate, just find people, make friends, find the different organizations. Don't be ashamed of going to ask help. Like, everybody asks for help. Even an old man that's sick, he goes to the doctor and he asks for help. So there's no difference with you asking for help from anyone. So when you come into a new city, explore it and walk into the city like you own it. Like, oh my God, like I've been here before. Like, and when you go in a shop, walk in there like you own it and be confident. walk in a room and be confident. Don't feel like, oh my God, I don't know anyone yet. No, like just be yourself and come and show the city what you have to give. And Portsmouth has given back to me what I've given back to it. So it works both ways, and just make friends and pursue what you want to do. If it's English, if it's art, if you want to go to school, if you want to go to college. So I'd say, or if you come to Portsmouth, come find me and I will show you the city. It's no problem. So I just say, like, when you go to a new city, just go in with an open mind and leave where you're coming from behind. Leave the past there, because this is it's a new part of your life, a new chapter of your life, basically. So, but don't be afraid to get the help, because generally people will help you if you ask. Don't isolate yourself. Don't fall into, do you know what I mean? Because I did that and it's not nice. Just be yourself, and generally people are right. People will want to know more about you. Yeah, just be yourself. Yeah.
And finally, what makes you happy?
Oh, a lot of things. My daughter makes me happy. A lot of things. Knowing my mom's got food and medication makes me happy. Working with Journeys Festival makes me extremely happy. Like, they changed my life, Journeys Festival, like quite a lot, and I'm so much appreciated, like, to what they've done. Like, seriously, like, I suppose for me it's just seeing. I'm not somebody that is. I like to see people do better with themselves. Do you know what I mean? That's what makes me happy, seeing that somebody's progressing and doing better. Do you know what I mean? I want to see you again and be like, what are you doing? And you're like, oh my God, I bought a house and I'm so happy. That's what makes me happy. And what doesn't make me happy is people doing the same thing over and over and not taking the time to try and maybe learn and understand it. But I think for me, seeing people around me like doing their best and being in a good place, other people's happiness makes me happy. And if they're not happy, I will go out my way to make sure they're happy. Like, I think of myself last, do you know what I mean? So I suppose that's what my girlfriend makes me happy. She changed my life again. She's my best friend, and I'm ever so grateful. Yeah, she is amazing. But yeah, for me, just other people's happiness and my happiness. Yeah.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.